That's fun.
It's kind of fun.
I've been thinking about doing that thing that like, yeah. Every day just doing that thing. I know you're doing that thing you do. Ding. Doom. Bow.
You know, I haven't seen that since I was a kid.
I probably haven't seen it in like 8 years. It's been a long time.
Tom Hanks directed.
He did.
And he wrote a novel.
Wow. He never stops.
He's unstoppable.
It's funny that you bring that up. We'll get into it later, but that's very ironic. Well, I found out today that around the time Adam Schlesinger died, they did a tribute album.
Which one's Adam Schlesinger?
He was a songwriter. He wrote for Fountains of Wayne. I mean, he was part of Fountains of Wayne. He was in that band Ivy, but he wrote That Thing You Do.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he wrote a lot of songs for Crazy Ex-Girlfriend.
Oh, wow.
I found out today he wrote Just the Girl by the Click Five.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he wrote a lot of hits.
Whoa.
Wrote a lot of hits.
Wait, Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, what I saw, I remember that was a good show.
It's good. I haven't finished. I didn't say it.
Was fucking from the OC was in it.
Okay. I haven't seen the OC.
I don't know. Actually, I'm just talking out of my ass.
Okay.
Sorry, listeners. Don't listen to me. Anyway.
Well, they did a tribute album.
Yes.
And a lot of people are on it. A lot of people I don't know because they're all like indie musicians. So I was listening to that all day. And of course I was listening today.
Oh,
I was listening to that all day today. It's a good tribute album. I don't usually like.
Did Schlesinger die recently?
He died in 2020. He died of COVID.
Oh,
he died in 2020.
Fuck. Damn.
And then I started listening to Fountains of Wayne, but then of course I got into That Thing You Do. I was listening to like all of his stuff.
That's crazy that he wrote that.
Yeah, it's a great song.
Andrew?
Adam
Schlesinger. Adam Schlesinger. I'm just gonna write the onomatopoeia.
Sure.
Is that how you say that? Phonetically. I wrote it phonetically.
Yeah.
Onomatopoeia is when you...
Boom.
Yeah.
Boom. Clap the sound of my heart. Yeah. Ugh.
Sigh. No.
Not sigh.
Not sigh.
But, blam.
We just
whoosh.
Wow. No. Okay. That's enough. So you were listening to the tribute album, and it's good.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. I don't usually like tribute albums. I didn't like the Carpenters one.
Tribute albums are when people die and then people cover their music.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't die, but how did you feel about the Metallica tributes? Like, what's her face? Hannah Montana. Jesus Christ.
Miley Cyrus.
I wanted to say Madison Cyrus, but I was like, that's not right.
Madison
The brain rot. Miley Cyrus, she covered the song Nothing Else Matters.
Oh.
And it's dang good.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I'm not crazy about Miley Cyrus, but every time she does something, I'm like, that's pretty good.
She has this incredible... Excuse me, that was terrible.
I love that you did it in the middle of your sentence.
Yeah, why did I do that? Let me leave you on the...
Like, she does what? She does what?
She... First of all, I love the song We Can't Stop.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I love that song.
You love that song, okay.
And she does this incredible live mashup with that song and Pixies' Where's My Mind.
Oh, okay.
And if it was any other artist, huge eye roll. But because it's Miley Cyrus, it's such a banger.
She sang Don't Dream It's Over with Ariana Grande.
I don't know what that song is.
Hey Now, Don't Dream It's Over.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, that one. And her part is the best part. I wish that she did a solo cover. And I love Ariana Grande, but I wish she did a separate part.
That's the Flaming Lips?
What are they called? Crowded House or something like that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I'm embarrassed.
Yeah.
I should have known.
I don't think I know any Flaming Lips songs. People always talk about them like I know who they are. I don't.
They are referenced in several comic books I'm fond of, and I still haven't bothered to listen to them. Is that
That's
too
so
random?
Yes, that is random.
Brian K. Vaughan has this incredible... So Brian K. Vaughan...
Crowded House, that's exactly what they're called.
That is what they're called. Oh, shoot. Sorry, Crowded House. No, Brian K. Vaughan, he is the writer of Saga,
Yeah.
which I love. And he also did Why the Last Man, which the comic is great. I did not bother to watch the show.
Oh, there's a show.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And he's great. I do think he's a phenomenal writer. And he came out with a free comic book online that him and the illustrator, I forget the illustrator's name. It's called Private Eye. And you can buy physical copies now that are gorgeous. But they deliberately wrote and designed the panels so that could be read online on your laptop.
Oh, cool.
They were like addressing that was a thing now and opted to design it specifically for that, which I thought was, at the time I was like, this is so cool. But it centers around a society where there is a massive data leak and suddenly privacy is very, very precious. So everybody wears masks in public. And they'll dress up as animals. It's not uncommon to be in a complete like cosplay costume to maintain your privacy. And it's about this, I think it's some politician's like daughter goes missing or something. And they hire this private eye to find them. But the private eye has a bunch of Flaming Lips records.
That's so funny.
Yeah, but they do there's like a deliberate close up of one, and I was always like, oh, I should give that a listen. Never did.
Is it the one with the pink guy with the big
Yes,
legs?
exactly. Yeah, that's it. And yeah, I've never listened to it.
I've been thinking about that a lot. I think off the top of my head, there are 2 Darius Rucker songs where he references REM or Michael Stipe.
Okay.
And I'm like, wow, you really like REM. It's weird to have like a country love song and be like, do you listen to REM? Where's the crossover? It's just because he likes them.
What songs does he reference REM?
He doesn't reference any songs. The lyrics are, I bet you never listened to REM under a summer sky. And I'm like,
That's
all right.
a cool lyric. I wonder if REM was honored.
I wonder. I bet him and Michael Stipe are probably friends.
You know what song, despite how much it's parodied, still gets me?
That's Me in the Corner.
No,
That's Me in the
Everybody
Spotlight.
Hurts. That song. Everybody Hurts.
I don't think I've ever heard like the actual song. I think I've only heard it like in the Lorax or whatever.
It's so good. Oh, it's in the Lorax?
No, I was just
the Danny
naming a
DeVito
movie.
starring.
They always put it like, I feel like it's in Despicable Me or something. You know, they always put it in one of those.
Is that Jimmy Kimmel?
Okay.
They do mean tweets.
Oh yeah,
And that's the song, which
Yeah.
I think is very funny.
I used to like Mean Tweets.
It used to be so good, and
Yeah.
and now it's called X.
Mean X posts.
Yeah, exactly. That sucks.
Yeah, he
Sounds
ruined
bad.
Mean Tweets. There are going to be people who look back and they're like, what the hell is a tweet?
We don't need to get into all that. Anyway, hello everyone.
Hello, everybody. Hey now, hey now.
Hey now. It is the 12th of February,
It sure is.
2025, year of our Lord. It is 2043 hours PST.
Yes.
That clock is
Yeah. I was
An
like, how'd
hour.
you get that? Okay. Because I'm looking at 21.
Oh, you did that fast.
Well, you said 20, and I was like, that's not 20.
No, it's an hour behind. Anyway, 2043 hours. My name is Ari Wojciech,
My name's Casey Young.
and this is
The Ticket.
Woo. So, as you know, new format.
Indeed.
We are accountability buddies.
It's real and true.
Yep. What's happening? What have you done? Where are you at? How are you feeling?
We don't have to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it.
No, this is the point.
No. This is my preface. We don't have to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. But due to recent changes in my life,
God, I'm sorry.
the big horrible emotions I've been feeling inflicted upon me, I'm trying to make my life less digital.
Yeah.
There's no correlation. I was just like, why don't I just do this to occupy my brain?
You're less digital, not because you'd be exposed to
Yeah, I'm
triggers.
I'm not exposed to any triggers. Music is the big one. Music, like I like I said, I was listening to a lot of Adam Schlesinger, which is mainly Fountains of Wayne, and every once in a while I'll get a song and I'm like, ouch, ow.
Wow, so you're trying to be less digital, including music.
No. I can't get rid of.
That's
trying to
a hard one.
figure. It's hard. I'm trying to figure out a way to stop using streaming services because I
Whoa.
keep researching it, and it's like they're just bad. They're just all bad.
Yeah.
But I haven't figured that out yet. Wow, I really just right into the mic.
That's what that little net thing is for.
Do I have? That's what I have. That.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, great. People are gonna be listening. It's just like I really into the like. No, it was worse than that in person.
No, I think they'll still
My
catch
little-
that.
Okay. Well, there you go, everybody.
Streaming services are bad.
Yeah, streaming services are bad, and it's just like, how am I supposed to?
Now, are you saying this from like your band, like emotional band? Like I am not phrasing this.
Okay.
Thank you, everybody, for your patience. Are you saying that from a mental health perspective? There are too many choices. It's distracting. I get locked in choice fatigue or whatever.
No, that's true, but I don't think I get it as much as other people do.
Gotcha. You know what you want.
Yeah, yeah. As well as like I'm fine with searching, and I have my own methods of searching. Like I kind of go outside of the streaming services to find new music.
Right.
I don't use them. I was reading an article.
Mm-hmm.
The guy was quoting a guy that he met at a party. He was like, I met a guy at a party that worked for Spotify.
Okay.
And he said that only like 10% of people have their Spotify accounts longer than a year. What?
Wow.
So where are
we're
people?
in the 10%?
I don't understand how that's true.
That's interesting. Well, I imagine people are just having a hard month, and suddenly the charge comes through, and they're like, fuck, shit, and they cancel it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I mean, I've been there.
Yeah, haven't we all?
And wow.
$13? Sorry. Forgot it. Fucking forgot it.
So, well, the other thing that's crazy, they're not profitable.
Yeah,
They've never turned a profit,
I believe that.
and they just get money from investors.
For what? What are you investing in if they don't turn a profit?
I think the idea is that, I mean, they just think it will be.
When? It's been like 15 years Spotify's been out.
Yeah, well, they're trying everything.
Sure.
They did the Joe Rogan thing, and then they just did a bunch of podcasts, and then oh my gosh, I forget the video essay that I just, it was about AI and just how it's fucking things up. And they pointed out that the latest like big bet that Spotify is making is audiobooks. And it's not working. They're still not turning a profit.
Yeah.
And
Because you only get a certain amount of hours. Did you know that?
I think the idea is that people will pay for more.
No. That's what I pay for the stream. That's what the money's for. That's what I pay for the streaming service for. I'm not going to pay extra so I can finish an audiobook.
Well, I think that's the plan. But then they pointed out that there are playlists on Spotify that are just moods. And if you look at the artists, they're just these unnamed, pictureless, the AI generated entities.
Isn't that bullshit?
And people think it's Spotify. They're making their own content, so they're just like recycling money. So they're getting royalties now on stuff that's just bullshit.
Yeah.
And of course they control the algorithm, so they push to everybody who's listening to the lo-fi focus playlist. They're just pushing their own shit onto them, right?
Yeah.
This is a conspiracy. Nobody's come out and proven this, but it is interesting.
Well, that's what the article said, was that a lot of people use Spotify for those playlists. I use Spotify to listen to the Fiona Apple Complete Collection playlist.
Yeah.
I don't listen to my freaking whatever Mad Mix, Saturday Party Mix, all the made for you stuff. I don't use it.
Yeah.
And I thought nobody did, to be honest.
There are people in my life who use those.
Well, it turns out everybody does. It turns out literally everybody but us, apparently.
I first of all, I love making playlists.
Me too.
And it has gotten to the point though where I'm just recycling playlists I've made because I'm so out of touch.
Yeah, I feel out of touch.
Although, what was the last new album I listened to? Oh, I didn't realize. I'm so behind. I didn't realize Andre 3000.
Mm-hmm.
Was that 2023?
His flute album?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That album rocks.
It's pretty good.
I was flabbergasted. I've also been listening to the Brutalist soundtrack.
Ari's been texting me about it.
Look, the Brutalist score by Daniel Plumberg. Can you look
The
that
guy,
up?
Daniel Plumberg. It's very good.
He's so awesome. I have some opinions about that movie,
And you'll hear.
you're gonna hear about it.
Bloomberg,
Oh, it is
probably.
Bloomberg.
He's English, and he's bald. It looks like it's by choice.
Yeah, listeners, we're gonna be having an Academy Awards episode, so hold on to your hats.
Hold on to your hats. Our second annual Academy Awards, and we also have to get ready for the tickets.
Yes, we do.
And you guys have to get ready for the tickets.
Get excited. Anywho, for those of you who don't know, the tickets is our own award show.
Yeah, best movies of 2024 that we watched that weren't released in 2024
For the first time.
for the first time.
This is a game we play, trying to make it as concise as possible.
Oh yeah, aka the tickets.
The tickets, yeah. But so you're trying to make your life less digital.
Yeah. Well, the first step being I'm pushing the Spotify problem as far off as I can until I come up with a solution. Because what I'm afraid
The
of,
library. Could check
like
out
CDs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was worried about. Was like, I'm gonna have to go back to what it was, where you just like listen to 5 CDs until your next favorite CD comes out. And that just really limits my. I don't want to do that.
That is such a zen. It turns the listening experience. It's almost like a meditation because you're so familiar with the music.
It's true.
It's kind of nice. It might calm you down.
Maybe something's gotta. But step one is social media. I imagine that's the solution to the Spotify problem is the CDs. But first step is social media, and the way I've been trying to combine that is I was thinking of a zine.
Okay.
Instead of like an Instagram dump or like posting to my stories or something. Just being like, bam, March 1st, here's everything I enjoyed in February. This is what my days were like. Here's every free lunch Wednesday I had.
Casey,
Yeah.
isn't this just the Substack?
No, it's not just the Substack. My Substack is about movies, but I'm also thinking about converting that to print as well.
Oh, wow.
I think I'm just spending too much time on screens.
Whoa. Wow. So when you said zine, you meant a literal physical
Yes.
zine.
Oh, yes. Yes. I'm trying to make because you know what? I've been doing a lot of research, as in I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos. Also a huge problem. I said I'm going to get off of social media, and now all I do is watch YouTube videos.
That was me. That's me.
Yeah.
It's a hard thing. Yeah.
It's hard.
I got rid of the YouTube feed.
With like a Chrome extension or something?
Yeah. So my YouTube is just a blank page with the search bar.
You told me about that, I think.
Yeah. But every now and again, I'll download the app because I want to listen to something. And
You're like, oh no!
And then I'll just sit on the
Here's
toilet.
all the recommended videos I missed.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what happens. It's terrible.
YouTube recommendations are pretty crazy. They're not like the TikTok algorithm, but I do kind of like that when I watch a video, if I refresh my home screen, I get a couple.
It's. I mean, that of all the feeds, that's the one that entices me the most. Still,
Yeah.
Instagram, Facebook, all of those kind of make me sick, and almost immediately delete them whenever I have to go on.
Uh-huh.
But the YouTube one, I have a hard time deleting.
Damn.
Yeah, it's scary. Yeah.
I mean, I like the YouTube feed. I do. That's why you got to get rid of it.
That's right. Exactly. Yeah. And I have to see if there's an extension for my iPhone to just keep me accountable. Because that's like the
Fingers
cheat.
crossed. Yeah, you go, okay, well, I'll just watch it on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
I love restoration videos.
Ooh, nice. Yeah, absolutely.
They get me
Some
like no
old
other.
pair of Prada loafers. And they're
Oh,
just like,
you watch stuff like that.
yeah.
I like the ones. I don't like when things are made of plastic.
Okay.
I like when it's like cleaning this 1800 steel cannon. press.
Yeah.
I like when they scrub all the rust off. Or the sand blaster when they go and sandblast all the rust off.
And it's great when there's no music.
Yeah. Oh my God, no music.
Man,
No. If there's music, I'll mute it.
Yeah.
I'll probably still watch it, but no music.
I love Bob Ross videos also.
Nice. I don't think I've watched a Bob Ross video.
Oh, man.
I mean, I've seen them, but not on YouTube or anything.
It's so, when I used to work graveyard shift, I would just put them on. And it was so soothing.
I've been getting back into music videos.
Hell yeah.
Because I also feel like they're back. The only reason I stopped watching them was because they started to get bad and like boring. But now I think they're Lady Gaga. Do you know about Lady Gaga?
No.
She's put out new music apparently.
Wow.
She put out a song in October or December, something like that.
Really?
Yes, just now.
Jesus, I'm so out of touch.
And she put out a song like 2 weeks ago. And I feel like nobody's talking about the fact that Lady Gaga is back to making music. They sound like her old stuff. Like it sounds like she's just returned to form.
Oh,
They're like,
dude.
great. Get back in the studio.
Yes. Oh, shit. Just Dance hit my high school like a rocket.
Yeah.
Fuck. She's amazing.
Her first single off of this new album is called Disease. And that music video is awesome.
Okay, cool.
It's like on a Edward Scissorhands kind of set. But she's in like one of her weird little costumes and she's just doing weird dance moves down the street. It's so fucking weird. And I was like, yeah, this is what I'm talking about.
Dude, that's like the Blink-182 I Miss You music video.
Please remind me.
Oh man, it's just that.
It's just
what you just said.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. There's like freaky Sphinx cats like roaming around, and Travis Barker looks like he stepped out of a Tim Burton movie.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
Hell yeah. I was talking to somebody and I was like, Travis Barker. And they're like, who's that? I was like, what do you mean, who's Travis Barker? He's the drummer for Blink-182. And they're like, oh, well, I know Blink-182. Like, what do you mean?
Of all the like celebrity couples that I shouldn't give a damn about.
Oh, yeah?
There's something about Travis Barker and
Chloe, right? Courtney. Is it Chloe? I thought it was Chloe. But it's
the oldest one.
Oh, well, I don't know how old they are. If you told me Kim Kardashian was like 39, I'd believe you. If you told me she was 49, I'd also believe you. I don't know anything about them.
I think it's Courtney.
Yeah,
anyway.
Okay.
I think. God, I'm terrible.
Okay, hell yeah.
I don't know why. I just think they're kind of sweet.
Hell yeah.
And the other thing that I think is really interesting, he was an early reality TV star. It was like Keeping Up with the Barkers or something. At the height of Blink-182 mania, he had his own his own reality TV show.
And it was called Keeping Up with the Barkers?
I think. No. It was something. I can't. Travis Barker had a reality TV show.
I believe you.
Look it up, people. And it's just interesting. I'm like, oh, he gets where she's coming from.
Sure.
You know?
Interesting.
And I just think, I think it's cute.
You think they're made
I think
for each
they're
other?
maybe trauma bonding.
Hell yeah.
You know?
Perfect. All relationships should be built on trauma bonding.
I might just be projecting, but
I mean, I hope things are good. I never hope that anyone's in a bad relationship.
Yeah.
That would suck.
I think, and I think there is something to be said. If you are in a good place emotionally in your relationships, I think it does have a ripple effect. It makes the world a better place.
Sure.
You know.
I just saw I've seen BoJack Horseman. I don't really remember too much of it, except the time that he tried to kiss that girl that he thought he was his daughter. But whatever. Anyway, have you seen BoJack Horseman?
I've never really watched it. That's
major
insane
spoiler.
what you
I
said.
wish I could take that back because that's a major spoiler.
No, it's. I mean, if I haven't watched it at this point,
You know what? I'm gonna put this on the record. I hate when people say that. I hate when people are like, "Oh, this, that, or the other." Psycho came out 70 years ago. Do I look 70 fucking years old? I haven't seen it. Don't spoil it for me.
Right.
I
That's
hate
fair.
when people say that kind
That
of
is
stuff.
fair because you've only been around for a quarter of a century.
Yes.
That's not. There's a lot of movies.
There's a lot of movies. And there's a lot of fucking movies. Like, even if I lived to be 1,000,000 years old, I wouldn't watch every movie that's ever existed.
1,000,000 years old.
Well, because they'd keep making movies.
Yeah. Right. You never know. You never know. What if they stopped making? What thing can you catch up on?
I'd probably finally watch The Sopranos. If you told me I was going to live to 1,000,000, I'd start The Sopranos.
Wait a second. There's no like artistic medium that hasn't stopped being made.
Cave paintings.
Yeah. You could catch up on cave paintings.
I could catch up on cave paintings. That'd be great.
You might be able to watch all the films on VistaVision.
Okay.
Every film that's been shot on 70.
Well, I could probably do that in my regular lifetime.
Right.
I hope I could. I think.
And then there's probably some television formats that are gone. Right? Yeah.
What, like black and white television?
I have no idea.
If I lived to 1,000,000, I could probably catch up on black and white television. They're not doing it anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay. But I wouldn't be able to watch all the shows.
True.
Like all of every single show that's ever been made.
I've started The Sopranos like 4 times.
You don't like it?
Well, let me rephrase that. I've watched the pilot 4 times. And I like it in theory. And then I'm just like not motivated to keep watching it.
I want to watch The Sopranos so badly. I don't know why I haven't. I just started Severance the other night.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's the one everybody keeps hounding me about.
It's good. I'm sorry to say it's.
No,
I'm one of those
I believe
people.
you. I believe you. Everything about it, I'm sure I will enjoy.
I hated, like, I was one of those people, like, I get it. Like, like, what are you doing lately? Oh, just catching up on Severance. Oh my god. Forget I asked. But I watched it and it's good.
I just finished Mindhunter.
Oh yeah. You love serial killers.
Oh, did we talk about this last time?
We didn't talk about it on the podcast, but we talked about it last time we hung out. Yeah.
Whoa, yeah. Casey and I had a good old fashioned hang.
Yeah,
Which we haven't done in forever. But now
first
I'm like
time this year.
conflating our conversation.
Did I talk about this already?
Yeah.
Yeah, in real life, Ari.
But yeah, I just finished Mindhunter. It's so good. It's
Nice.
It's astounding. And it really has converted me. I'm such a squeamish person. I honestly don't like that stuff very much.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think there is value in like shining a light onto the monstrosities of humanity.
I love gore and violence and nasty stuff.
Yeah.
I love it. I think it's when it's like, I think when it's unmotivated, that's when it's invalid.
Yeah.
I don't think, like, a lot of people, and I mean, everybody, that's one of those things I feel like everybody has a right to their own opinion. Not that I don't think, whatever. But when people are like, oh my God, I just wish that they like would keep violence out of movies. I get it. Because you don't want to see it. But I think it has value. The same thing. I think it has value.
Yeah. And I mean, it is a tricky line. And I do think, everything in cinema, in any art form, I think, should be intentional, right?
Yeah.
Well,
You think there are things in cinema that should be unintentional?
I think maybe somebody like Stan Brakhage,
Okay.
that's the fucking Jackson Pollock of
Sure.
film, right? He's just splattering random
Yeah.
crap. I do think there's kind of value in that.
Sure.
You know.
But even that has intent.
Sure, exactly. Yeah. Like the unintentionality is intentional.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. But anyway, so you
love Mindhunt. Oh, sorry.
No,
You love Mindhunter.
no, you are
I'm going with
excising digital.
Yeah.
So you're off of social media, but YouTube has a grip.
YouTube has a group. The thing is that I'm not officially off of social media. I just thought about this. I just thought about this yesterday.
Oh wow!
I was like, okay, I'm gonna change my life, because it's falling apart. Because it's falling apart.
I shouldn't laugh. That's
my
good.
life is falling apart. It's okay. You can laugh. My life is falling apart.
No.
All you can do is laugh.
Jesus.
I was hanging out with a friend of the podcast, JJ, and I was telling him, I was like, I don't remember the last time I felt like myself. I think like this past year, I just been like a shell of a man.
It's 2025 or this past year.
The past 365 days.
Wow. Oh no.
I think I've had some good times. I think I've awoken from my slumber. But I saw a post on Instagram, and somebody said, "Is anybody else noticing the plexiglass between them and the world, or is it just me?" And I was like, "That's exactly what it is. I'm definitely here, but I'm not here."
Oh God.
And it wasn't until my life started falling apart, Ari, that I felt like I was truly alive. So I'm going to change my life.
That's good.
Thanks.
Something's got to light a fire.
It's true. I know I said this last episode, but last episode my life wasn't falling apart as much as it is right now.
I'm so sorry. I really am sorry.
It's all right. It's all right. It happens. Sometimes you have to experience sadness.
Everybody hurts.
Sometimes.
So yesterday, you're not officially off social media.
Yeah, but YouTube has a grip on me. But I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos, and where I'm trying to focus on like my time management and like my memory and things like that.
Sure.
They keep going like, oh, you need something tangible. You need like actual like physical reminders and things that you can like go back to, instead of having like apps and screens and things. That's like a tip that people give, and I find it helpful. So I figure like, why don't I do that with things I enjoy? Why don't I print out pictures and keep them instead of just like having a camera roll full of things?
Yeah.
You know. So that's part of that. Where I'm like, oh, I can have fun as well. Not just have a calendar book.
The zine idea, I think, is genius.
Isn't that fun? It just sounds like fun. I just want to do it.
Yeah.
I've also been doing that where I'm just like, it doesn't matter if you just want to have fun. You don't have to do anything that's special. You can just have fun.
Soon we'll be recording the podcast on tape.
And then mailing it to all our subscribers.
Yes. Yeah.
That would be...
Whoa. Or we have a radio show.
Or we could have a radio show. Wow. Wait a minute, Ari.
That's not when we see who we want to be in hell.
They don't have a radio show.
They don't have a radio show.
The world has changed. Now there's radio. Spotify has collapsed.
I'm actually very moved by your desire to excise yourself from the streamers.
I just think, because I feel that way about streaming other things, like I feel that way about movies and books. I prefer to have a physical book.
Yeah.
I prefer to have a physical copy of a movie.
You know what? I do read faster on my phone. On my phone. I do.
Why does speed matter, Ari?
Fair. It's just there's something about I use the Kindle app and I use the scroll feature.
Okay.
So I scroll through a book, and there's something about watching the line.
Look at you.
Yeah, it just it helps me because I'm a notoriously slow reader. It takes me a long time to get through books.
It takes me a long. I used to be fast. Now I'm not.
Yeah.
But why did we put value on that?
That's true, man. Amen.
We're not going to live to 1,000,000 anyway. Who cares how long it takes you to read a book?
And if you're quitting books, less pressure.
Yeah, or you can just stop reading altogether.
You only stick to the books that really move you to finish them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, if you quit books, whatever. Yeah. I think reading is important. I think literacy is important. I think the idea around like finishing books and books being the smart form of art, I don't think the two should be conflated.
Yes, I agree.
Because there are a lot of dumb people that read books.
And a lot of smart people that only watch video essays. Yeah. Okay, so you're excising yourself from streamers and social media. I love that.
I just think I need a hobby.
Hell yeah.
I don't have any hobbies. I really don't. I don't think watching movies counts. I don't have any hobbies.
Okay. I was on this kick for a while.
Getting a hobby?
Yeah, because I was like, what do I do?
Yeah, what do I do with my free time? And how do I use more of it? Now that I have so much free time. This is the Valentine's Day episode, everybody.
Happy fucking Valentine's
Happy
Day.
Valentine's Day. If you're listening to this with your special someone, I hope you both die.
Whoa.
I'm just kidding. As of right now, all of our listeners are our friends.
Yeah.
And I hope none of you die.
I hope you second guess your relationships, though.
Yeah. I hope you guys have a mediocre Valentine's Day.
Just kidding.
I'm not that bitter about it. It's fine. But now I actually, like, quite literally do have a lot more free time. So how do I fill it?
Yeah.
Instead of staring into the void.
And in lieu of our updated format.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. What am I going to do?
Yeah. Well, or I mean, what? You're healing. And you're trying to rebuild your life.
I'm in my healing process.
Yes. So I understand if you need a break from stuff.
Oh, it's okay. We've got our Oscars episode coming up. I can't quit now. We've got the Oscars.
I'm not even talking
about
talking about watching movies. But what about writing and filmmaking?
Oh my God, he's still talking about that. He never stops with the writing and the filmmaking.
This is what the accountability.
I do need to tap in. I do need to tap in.
And you have such an incredible opportunity with friend of the podcast, JJ.
I do.
Championing your rom-com.
I know.
When was the last time you wrote?
I don't know, Ari. It's been so long I don't remember.
You have so much free time.
I do. I have a lot of free time.
The last episode you were talking about how you don't. You didn't back then. You didn't have a lot of.
I still don't. But the time that I was
yeah. So
yeah. I guess I'm writing now, and I'll try not to fill that time with my zine.
The zine is cool.
The zine is cool.
The zine,
but if I start the zine and I don't want to write, I'm just gonna do the zine through my writing.
that could be the hobby.
And my writing is my work.
If that helps you do it,
No.
maybe try writing as a hobby.
I don't want to.
You're only ever gonna do what you want to do.
It's true. I don't know how to get back into it. Because, like, part of my brain is like, you want to write. You like writing. Well, yeah, but I don't. I don't want to write. I don't like writing. So why do I...
Isn't that the definition of a writer? Who said that? Some fuckhead said that.
Somebody. I feel like writers are always like, no one ever wants to write. Well, now what? Because I'm not gonna if I don't want to.
I don't know.
You know? That'll be my next YouTube search, like how to do something you don't want to do. Because I'll do anything else. I go to my job that I don't really like. I do the dishes. I
brush your teeth.
I walk my dog. I clean the litter box. But writing, I'm just like, no.
That's such a good analogy.
Thanks.
Like you're clearly capable.
Yeah.
Perhaps there's a lot of value you're putting on writing. You know. What's that cliche? Don't get it right, get it written. And for what it's worth, I'm going through that right now.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
All right. So what
No,
are you up to?
wait a second. Because I'm about to talk. Because I did stuff.
Oh, Ari gets to talk because he did stuff.
But I'm being like, I'm not worried about you when you're at your best. You know what I mean?
Okay.
When you're at your best, you're going to do the stuff. Right?
Oh, sure.
It's the hard times.
Yeah.
If you can maintain or build a new habit in the hard times, that's the ticket.
That's the ticket. Building a habit in the hard
I mean, sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
That sounds like
maybe.
really prescriptive. Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
It sounds that sounded really prescriptive. But I do think the people in my life who are able to do the thing when shit hits the fan, while also taking time to like rest or like you recharge, those are the ones that are making stuff.
Sure.
You know.
Sure.
Because anybody can write, produce, whatever when they're motivated.
Right.
That's the nature of motivation.
Right, sure, of course.
It's people that show up when there's no motivation.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is a perfect opportunity for you to really just prove to yourself that
so true.
You're a writer, you're a filmmaker.
I guess. Okay.
When we set out to do this, we deliberately said that we wouldn't talk about what we're going to do.
Right.
And the reasoning behind that was saying that you're going to do something releases the same chemicals as actually doing it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you get in your own way.
Mm-hmm.
You're less likely to actually follow through,
Mm-hmm.
right? Not necessarily, but it's a theory.
Mm-hmm.
I do think there's value in setting goals with an accountability partner. And since I...
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Can we set a goal?
Yeah, goal, right.
Okay. Specific and measurable.
Well, I guess specific and measurable is we have to record our Oscars episode.
Okay.
Right. So I should probably have something done by the Oscars episode.
Love it. How much?
I don't know. What's doable? I don't know.
Yeah, you got to tell me.
5 pages.
5 pages.
5 pages.
By the time we record the Oscar
By
episode.
the time we record the Oscars.
I
There
love
you go.
that. I love it.
See, I've just locked myself into.
No, no, that's good. Where can we write that down?
I don't know. I didn't bring any. I didn't bring my tangible remembering things.
Here, I'm gonna put it on this poem.
Oh yay! Thank you.
5 pages. What date is that specifically?
Well, it should go up on the 28th, so we should record before the 28th. Today is the 12th, so maybe the 25th, 24th. 24th? Are we going to record?
5 pages by February 24th.
Okay, that sounds great. Oh my God. Look at what he's making me do. Look at
this
what
is
he's
exciting.
making me do.
Who knows? It might amount to nothing.
Maybe I'll have 5 pages of the worst thing you've ever read in your life.
You don't have to share it.
Oh, it's true. Maybe I'll have 5 pages of the worst things I've ever read in my life.
Yeah. I think, look, the early drafts are hard. There are very few people in my life who write bangers out the gate.
So true.
And I'm very envious and want to kill them. Just kidding. You're all great. But it's the first draft is ugly.
Mm-hmm.
It's terrible.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the best advice I got when I first moved out here, a fellow by the name of C.J. Cox, the screenwriter behind Sweet Home Alabama.
Okay.
He told me the key to a first draft is you never look back. So even if you recognize that you need to change something, keep writing as if that change was already made. And he was like, this encourages two things. One, that you finish the damn thing. And two, you don't share it with anybody because it's not going to make sense to anybody but you.
I see.
And then you at least have a foundation to build a second draft or an outline or whatever your process is.
Wow.
And then you can start sharing it. But that first draft, that's just for you. Yeah. So 5 pages, baby.
I don't want to write. I don't want to be a writer. I'll be an accountant.
You can be an accountant.
I'll just be an accountant.
If you want to be an accountant, tell me.
I don't want to be an accountant. I don't know what I want to do. You know what? I want to lay in bed all the time. I wish that was a job. Sleep study. Sell my body to science. While I'm alive, you can test on me in my bed.
I feel you. I love staying in bed.
I love bed. I love bed.
I love bed. Anywho. Okay, so that's where you're at. That's where you're going.
I guess I gotta work on my zine.
And your zine. I like that.
My zine.
And the Substack? Question mark?
Yeah, I got some good ideas cooking for my Substack. I'm doing some research. I won't say too much. So I don't psych myself
No,
out.
I love it. Yeah,
Thanks.
great. Keep it to yourself. Fuck yeah.
That's some great stuff.
All right, sweet. Sick. All right, hello. My name's Ari.
My name's Casey, and this is the ticket.
This is the ticket. I took a meeting with a fellow by the name of Eric. I'm blanking on his last name because I'm terrible. He works for a company called Synesthia. They do short film. They help produce short films and like really low budget, like $1 million, $2 million range feature films. And it was I just had an opportunity to like pick his brain, you know, the age old Los Angeles cliche. Can I pick your brain? And he was very kind to hop on a phone call with me. And the big takeaway that I got from it, I just asked him straight out, because he was talking about ways that he talks to investors and what kinds of materials he needs to pitch to investors, etc. And I just asked him straight up. I said, who the fuck is investing in movies? Aren't movies bad investments? Aren't they really risky? And he pointed out, he said, Ari, how many tech companies are successful? How many restaurants are successful? And then he listed off all these companies, including Spotify, that haven't turned a profit. Mm-hmm. You know, and there's risk everywhere. Mm-hmm. He's like, there's nothing is guaranteed these days. Mm-hmm. And with movies, he pointed out, if you're a good producer and you're a good director, there's a timeline. We will have the finished product within these amount of months. We will be showing it at these places to get distribution. There's a way more, theoretically, there can be a way more concrete business plan than a product that you think is going to work. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And if you watch like Drew Gooden's YouTube channel, he'll have reviews on these crazy devices that have all this funding. Mm-hmm. And then they disappear because they couldn't they couldn't figure it out, you know? And that perspective from Eric just really calmed me down. Mm-hmm. Because I think I felt so insecure about writing and producing my own stuff on a bigger scale. Because I keep asking, who the fuck is going to give this money? Like, who the fuck would ever do that? But I could have the same doubts if I was a restaurateur. Yeah. I could have the same doubts if I was trying to develop an app. So might as well just like fucking hop to it and construct the best damn pitch that I can, you know? Yeah. And yeah, so that I was really waffling between a couple short film scripts and 2 feature film scripts. But that conversation really just settled me into one script. and and I'd written 2 drafts already into outline. So I'm on a 3rd draft now. And I think that's kind of my new process. I write a first draft. It's really clunky, really ugly. And then I outline. And then from there, I kind of launch into a 2nd and 3rd. That's at least what I'm trying to do.
Interesting.
And yeah, I'm on page like 61, 62 of the 3rd draft right now. And it's rough. I've written myself into some holes and I'm like, what the fuck? How do I get out of here? And I have I have a pretty vivid image of what I want the ending to be, but I'm just not getting there. And that's scary. And notoriously, scripts have issues in their 2nd act. People always talk about that. And yeah, I think it's just a matter of getting it written, you know, not worrying about getting it right, just asking myself, okay, what would the characters do now? And just keep plugging away. So that's where I'm at with that. The outline actually is helpful. The way I outline is I start with a log line and then I do a 1-paragraph summary. And then I write out the micro and macro inspirations. And then I free form, like, what do they call it? Free write? When you just self-conscious, like let your, there's this great Willa Cather quote. I'm going to butcher it, but essentially she said, I didn't really start writing until I let myself start remembering. And so there's always a chunk of my outline that's just me rattling through memories and images that come up when I think of the story. And then I ripped this from Story by Robert McKee / Patrick H. Willems, who did a really great summary about it. Right. And I'll have the external and internal stakes and the philosophical stakes, and then I'll boil that all down to like a controlling idea. That's usually like 1 sentence. And then instead of like outlining, it's like almost like writing a novel with like screenplay dialogue. Okay. Is how I did it. And that has been helpful, like returning to that and the controlling idea specifically. But me, I don't understand how people stick to an outline. I feel like my scripts change every time. There might be chunks of the beginning that are consistent, that stay consistent, but I've just never gotten to a place where the outline is God, you know? And sure. I can't tell if I'm just like not being disciplined and sticking to the outline, or if I'm genuinely just finding holes in the outline and addressing them in the draft, you know? And that's kind of just where I'm just thinking out loud, people, but that's kind of where I'm at. I'm just really lost and frustrated, but.
Well, I mean, who says you have to stick to the outline?
No,
but the outline just helps the writing process.
Yeah. It's just kind of frustrating, I guess, you know? I think it's like, why isn't that enough, you know? But I hold myself to 2 pages a day, and I've been pretty good. I do allow myself to miss one day every now and again, but I never. And I got this from James Clear. 2 days is the start of a new habit. So if I miss one day, I have to write the next one, and that's just kind of an easy thing, and it helps just give me a little structure when I'm busy and feel like I can't get to it one day, you know. So that's where I'm at with that. I do have some future goals for that, but we don't need to get into it. I was actively looking for a new commercial agent, but then I got an audition from my manager for a sports betting app.
Oh, yeah, Prize Picks?
I don't remember, but it kind of just made me sick. I was like, sure. I just didn't feel like I was like, fuck, I don't want to do. But I did the tape anyway.
Damn.
No, I half-assed it. Yeah.
Damn.
I know. Isn't that gross? It's gross. It's gross. I like hate
I
myself.
mean, the app is gross. The actor, I mean, you know.
I can't. But to be a part of that, it's like, that shit ruins lives.
Yeah, gambling's bad.
Fuck. Ugh, saying it out loud makes me sick.
I should write a script about a gambler.
But
he loses everything.
it's horrifying. It's terrible.
It is.
But yeah, that kind of. I haven't really been able to. I just don't want to give a fuck about commercials. If I'm being honest, sounds like the thing I should be doing, but I'm just like, fuck. Taylor's old as time though. And one of my friends brought up, they were like, "Hey, everybody has a line, and that's yours. Like you don't have to cross it next time." And it's like,
there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes you don't know what your boundaries are until. Like you're like, oh, I actually am okay doing this, and then you did it, and you said no, and then you're like, okay, well, the next time,
yeah,
that's fine.
But yeah, I've been really lazy with all of that stuff, and I feel guilty about it. But I'm also focusing on other things. It's hard to juggle so much stuff.
There's a lot of stuff,
you know. I quit FedEx.
Yeah, fuck FedEx.
Fuck FedEx.
I'm more of a USPS man myself.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. You can't beat the USPS. I'm sorry.
Well,
in my opinion.
I mean, you never know. Didn't Trump try to get rid of it?
I don't know what's going on.
Oh,
I don't even know if I feel safe flying. I'm going to a concert in April in Portland.
Hell yeah.
And I was like, oh, I'll drive. I won't be able to drive. So I don't know if I want to fly up there.
What's the concert?
Joe? DJO. Joe Keery from Stranger Things. He makes rad music.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool.
Mm-hmm. There you go. On your new playlist.
Yeah.
You found out about some new music.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, he's really great.
I was so enamored with that first season.
Me too.
Yeah, and I haven't watched anything else really.
Yeah. I watched the first few episodes of the second season, and it doesn't hit the same, to be honest.
Yeah, it's sad. The ending is coming. Allegedly.
Yeah, 15 years in the future or something.
What?
Yeah, isn't it a time jump of 15 years?
Is that what they said?
That's what they said. That's what I thought they said.
Oh, God.
Let's see.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be just as good as season 4. Whatever.
But while you're looking that up, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. It's been a rough. I mean, I've been, you know, making stuff and making moves and trying to, I quit one day job and I've started doing some editing for a friend's YouTube channel and getting paid for that, which is nice. And
oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
nice,
it's pennies, but it's something, you know.
It's better than nothing.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks for listening, everybody. Accountability. Here we are. What are they saying?
I'm not seeing anything about it, so maybe I made it up. Or maybe when I read it, it was just not finished. Or not confirmed.
Interesting. Well, I guess I can get behind. Well, who cares?
I guess.
I'm not caught up on the show. I
Me
can't have
neither.
an opinion.
I don't care to finish it. Sorry, everybody.
But you know what we did finish?
And you almost finished a second time.
Yeah. Our latest edition of
Criterion KC.
Woo! As you know,
bam,
everybody,
bam.
I am now participating to improve my film literacy.
Oh.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Ari's film literate.
Trying to be. What movie are we talking about today, Casey?
We're talking about Joan Micklin Silver's 1979 film, Chilly Scenes of Winter.
The Chilly Scenes of Winter.
Starring John Hurd and Mary Beth Hurt.
Yes.
As well as Peter Reichert, who I love.
Yes.
Small Griffin Dunn cameo.
That's right. Nora Heflin.
Gloria Graham.
Yeah.
Gloria Graham's fucking crazy. Do you know about her?
She's the mom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, she's crazy in the movie, but also
she's
crazy in real life.
Yeah. What happened in real life?
So she was married to Nick Ray.
I don't know. Who that is.
Old director. Fucked his underage son. Literally, he caught them fucking. I'm sorry. Wait, maybe I shouldn't say that on the podcast.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's awful. That's crazy.
It's quite literally all I think about.
When you see her.
And also when I'm not seeing her.
You just, it pops in your head.
It's just...
That's crazy. How old was the son?
13.
Oh my God. It is wild. I mean, that shit's out there. Wow.
For what?
Yeah. And they got divorced, I'm assuming.
Yeah, and they got divorced.
Yeah.
He was like, I'm not okay with this.
Yeah, that is crazy. That poor kid.
What the fuck?
What a mind fuck. She is crazy in the movie, though.
She is also crazy in the movie. What an interesting
Deeply
aspect
unhinged.
to the film.
Yeah, we'll get into it, folks. We're getting ahead of ourselves here.
Sure.
Chili,
I'm sorry. I had to say it.
No,
I'm sorry.
no.
It's-
That's.
I'm sorry, listeners.
horrifying.
Maybe I shouldn't have said it.
No. Thank you for sharing. Oh,
Gloria Graham is a bad person. She's dead, but she's canceled.
and is in this movie.
And she's in this movie.
Chilly Scenes of Winter.
Chilly Scenes of Winter.
Chilly Scenes of Winter.
Originally released under Head Over Heels.
That's correct. So this Joan Micklin Silver anti-rom-com,
Sure.
I think is how Criterion describes it.
Yeah.
They this was her second feature, I believe.
Hell yeah. Good for
No.
her. Oh.
I'm lying. Third. It was her third.
Hell yeah.
So she is a bit of a unicorn, a bit of a rarity.
Right, she's one of the few women to make a movie with the...
You hate this.
Yeah, was that recorded when I said that? Were we recording when I said that?
No.
I hate... In all seriousness, it's very important that Joan Micklin Silver had her career.
And what is special about it?
What's special about it is that she was one of few female directors to work with a major studio in the 70s. Now, my point is, I hate when facts have too many qualifiers.
There's not that many qualifiers.
I guess not.
I hear what you're saying.
She's not the first, one of the first. She is a pioneer of women in cinema. That is legitimate. That is true.
Yeah. Actually, there's this insane quote that we found
Oh, yes, please.
in this New York Times article. So this is Joan Micklin Silver in an interview with AFI from 1979 when this movie came out. I had such blatantly sexist things said to me by studio executives when I started. She quoted one man's memorable comment: "Feature films are very expensive to mount and distribute, and women directors are one more problem we don't need." Fucking Christ. That is insane. But yeah, she is an Omaha native.
Go Omaha.
Yeah. She moved to Cleveland with her husband in the 60s.
Hell yeah.
Was a music teacher and wrote plays. And then they moved to New York and she started making films.
Hell friggin' yeah.
Yeah. She initially did children's programming for Encyclopedia Britannica. And then she managed to pull together $320,000 to shoot her debut feature film.
$320,000?
Yep.
All right.
Which, I mean, adjusted for inflation, that's like
Well, yeah, that's a lot of money.
gnarly sum.
Yeah.
And it went to Cannes.
Hell yeah.
And it earned the lead actress an Oscar nom.
What fucking movie are you talking about?
Fuck her.
Oh, Hester Street. That was her first film.
Hester
I didn't know that.
Street, yeah.
Oh hell yeah. Well, yeah, that's Carol Kane.
Carol Kane, yeah. She was nominated for an Oscar, yeah.
Talented woman.
So yeah, I mean, she kind of hit the ground running with that feature, and then garnered attention and went on to make a second movie, which I am blanking on the name. Between the Lines.
Oh, with Mark Lynn Baker.
Yeah.
And many others, but
Yes.
I like Mark Lynn Baker.
But then her third feature, Chilly Scenes of Winter, her biggest budget for her at that time, was a bit of a flop
Yeah.
and was yanked out of her hands.
Isn't
And
that so fucked up?
So she wanted it to be called a Chilly Scene in Chilly
Right.
Scenes of Winter,
Right.
based on a book of the same title.
Right.
And then the studio was like, nah,
Yeah. For whatever reason.
What did they call it?
Head Over Heels.
Head Over Heels, right?
Which I think is such a that's such a childish name for what the movie is.
Oh yeah. Well, the ending they
right.
forced her to have also childish.
Right.
So, spoilers for Chilly Scenes of Winter.
Yeah, spoilers for
We're
Chilly
about to
Scenes
get
of Winter.
into it.
Maybe if you guys watched the movies when we ask you to watch them, then you wouldn't have to skip the part. I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm being so mean.
No.
Spoilers for Chilly Scenes of Winter.
Yeah,
Which is a fantastic film. Highly recommend.
I'm stoked about it. It was originally released as Head Over Heels, with less of a triumph. And the major studio that produced Chilly Scenes changed the film's name, right? And they cited marketing research to justify it. And then they also changed the ending. They requested a happy ending, and she complied, which completely undermines the whole film, I think.
Yeah.
But then in 1982, she re-edited it and reinstated the title, and it's now a cult hit. Criterion
Because
loves
that's
it.
the right way it should have been done. Criterion loves it.
Yeah.
I love it. I would like to see the other ending. I would like if the Criterion version had the other ending, but
I'd be curious. I'm sure.
oh my god, it does.
I'm sure it would piss me off.
Original ending of the film cut by okay, so it does have the original ending, so I'll be watching that when I get home.
Oh hell yeah!
I was looking on archive.org for it. I was like, I'm gonna have to watch some of these shitty tape whatever.
Yeah.
Nice, great.
Okay.
Anyway.
So the movie. What's the movie about, Casey?
John Hurd plays our main character,
The
Charles.
father of Kevin McAllister from Home Alone.
Right. The worst dad in all of
Of all of cinema.
all of cinema. I feel so fucking bad if I left my kid at home and then there were also burglars. Like, you leave your kid at home, okay, my bad. And there are also burglars.
Do they find out about the burglars?
Probably not. That doesn't seem like something. I've actually never seen Home Alone.
You've never seen it?
No.
I loved those movies as a kid. I can't bring myself to watch them now. I don't know. There's something. So nostalgia, you know, the word, the roots of it are like pain. One of the roots is pain. And the nostalgia I feel for that movie, for whatever reason, leans really into the pain. Like, it really.
Ouch.
I don't know what
sucks.
it is. It's just like, it makes me sad. It like makes me feel old, you know? I don't know.
Been there.
But
John Hurd.
John Hurd is
Kevin McAllister's dad.
McAllister's dad.
Just so you have a mental image.
As a young man.
Yeah, as a young man. His name is Charles.
Charles.
And Charles, at the beginning of the film, is telling us the events of the film in retrospect. Where he was in love with a married woman named Laura, played by Mary Beth Hurt. And I wouldn't say plotless, but it just goes over the course of their relationship, meeting. She's
In
separated
flashbacks.
In flashbacks. She's separated from her husband, and they do fall in love. And then I would say probably about the midpoint, Charles becomes very manic, and it becomes a little bit less about romance and more about crazy Charles.
Yeah. The whole movie, he's attempting to get back with her.
Yeah.
And there are flashbacks sprinkled throughout. And at beginning, it seems really sweet and innocent. And then it quickly devolves into a bunch of red flags. And so spoilers. The film ends quite brutally.
Yeah. Where he has to give her up.
Yeah. So she gets back with her husband after their initial affair and is living with him. And then at the end, she opts to divorce him, is living on her own. And Charles, in his mania, is like,
he runs to her.
Please, like, take me back, live with me, that I love you, blah, 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 blah. And she says, I need to be alone and like think things through. I didn't do that the first time I left my husband, and look what happened. And she says, no, like, I don't want to see you. And he finally takes the hint. And yeah, it's an anti-rom-com. They don't end up together.
Yeah.
And it's a good ending. Here I am talking about it.
He's got
Like, I
a.
like it.
You do like it.
I do like it. We'll get into it. But
He's a. It doesn't. It's not that it doesn't hurt. You just have to get over it.
wait, say that again?
That's his line. His line towards the end, where he says, "It's not that it doesn't hurt. You just have to get over it."
Yes. Yeah.
Which is very powerful.
Yeah. It's a really interesting movie. First of all, I think Joan McLean Silver's good. Like,
I agree.
a good director. And we talked about how of all the filmmakers in the 70s, there's something about her style that makes me wish she could have adapted Sondheim's Company.
Oh yeah,
in the 70s.
We did talk about that.
Like, I think she gets it. Like, she gets like relationship dynamics. And I think she really gets men also. And I have a really interesting relationship with this movie because I was pretty not into it out the gate. I was like, fuck this movie. Fuck John Hurd. He's an asshole. Like,
he's in love. He's in love.
Okay. He is in love. But man, does he's a monster. Like, he is kind of a self-entitled little shit.
He's wrought. He's emotionally wrought by all the things that he cannot have.
Yeah. And I was really disgusted by it. And I think a lot of that just comes from, I'm probably projecting a lot of my own shame onto it, right? But I started rewatching it because I was so moved by Casey's opinion.
My opinion. That it's good. No,
you really like it. You said
really
you called
like
it magical.
It is magical. I think it's there's so much intimacy, and I think Charles and Laura, there's a trend in like modern writing where like people say what they're thinking and and they're quirky and weird for it. I think that like Chilly Scenes of Winter, that script is actually people saying what they're thinking, and it's like prose. It doesn't feel like shallow or anything like that.
Yeah. And it's kind of clumsy.
Yeah. And it's kind of clumsy. Yeah. Just the things like they have a really good scene where the introduction is that Charles has a voiceover, and he says that Laura's never been to a porno theater.
Yeah.
And he said, and she wanted me to take her to one, and they leave, and the minute they get out the door, he says, "You're prettier than her." And Laura like blows up in his face. She's like, "You're always saying the actress in the movie's prettier than me. The girl in porno theater, the girl in magazine's prettier." She's like, "You put me on this pedestal, and I don't like it." She's like, "I'm a normal person."
He says that she's prettier than the.
Yes. Oh yeah. Excuse me. And she's like, and I'm just. She goes, "I'm an ordinary person."
Man, that scene is really good.
It's great.
Fuck.
It's great.
Yeah, one of the features of the film. So this came out in 1979. When did this is gonna be so annoying? This is gonna be really annoying. What I'm about to say. When did Annie Hall come out? I know.
77, I think.
77. Yeah. It really does feel like a more like I don't know how to describe it. It's very much its own thing, and like. I don't know. It's just it's like it's not slamming you in the face with this gimmick of like voiceover and talking to camera.
Sure.
It feels very like natural is the I'm not thinking of the right word. But so from the get-go, John Hurd's character is talking to camera, and we hear his voiceover from time to time. And the first time is actually a little jarring because there's this running gag in the building he works. There's this clerk who sells snacks, and the clerk is blind. So when he hears John Hurd come up and grab something, he goes, "What do you have?" And the first bit of voiceover is, "Well, I don't have Laura." But the sound design, it sounds like he's saying it, and it's just like, wait, is that just bad ADR? What's going on? And then the clerk is like, "What do you have?" Like, you're not talking to me, you know? Yeah. And then you realize, like, oh, that's voiceover. So I think it's the way it seeds in that stuff, I find really funny.
Yeah.
And just very much its own.
And it makes it all really interesting.
Yeah.
Like, I think the filmmaking is interesting, and I think the sound design, the editing is filmmaking encapsulates all that. Yeah. But it's like visually interesting. The auditory bits are interesting.
Her coverage is so interesting. Like, she did very classical. A lot of sustained 2 shots, and something I noticed. So the film is obviously from Charles's perspective, which I had a lot of beef with the first time I watched it, because I was like, "Fuck Charles, this would be so much more interesting if it was from her perspective." Da, da, da. She's the one that's like really struggling, you know, which she is. I mean, she is struggling. She is struggling. So I had a lot of beef with that, right? But I noticed that so many of the scenes with Laura in present day. Mm-hmm. The scenes that aren't flashbacks necessarily, although I do think she employs this tactic in some of the flashbacks, but some of the scenes from present day are shot from more of Laura's perspective. Mm-hmm. Like, he's the center of the story, but the camera is sitting with her. Mm-hmm. And for example, there's this great scene that takes place in the car, and it's just a sustained 2 shot, but it favors Laura. She's closer to the camera. It feels like we're right there with her. And the way it's staged with the wide angle lens, Charles looks ridiculous. And it just like magnifies how much of an asshole he's being. And I think that's so smart, because the movie sets it up that he's going to be this like hero. But as it goes, it devolves into this thing where it's like, this guy sucks. Mm-hmm. He's having a rough time. Mm-hmm. And upon second watch, I do feel bad for him. And I think Joan Micklin Silver does have sympathy for him. Mm. But he is atrocious.
I think he's just he's outwardly projecting feelings that everybody has. And I think that's what makes him so relatable in some parts.
Yeah,
it's hard to watch.
Yeah,
but I mean, I can't say that I think that anybody else would feel differently about someone that they were so madly in love with. Yeah,
right. There's a part where he threatens to rape her.
Oh my god, I knew you were gonna bring that up.
It's just so intense.
He's psychotic.
It's so intense. But I think that scene, that's when she opts to leave him. Mm-hmm. And I think in the 70s, it's a pretty big deal. Mm-hmm. You know, like the fact that he was able to get away with that at all is just a sign of the times, right?
Sure.
And then for her to be the final straw. I mean, it's like a pretty heavy fucking straw. Mm-hmm. But I like, again, upon like rewatching it, I'm like, man, I really feel for her. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's got a lot on her plate.
Yeah. And I think the movie does a really great job of showing that and not glorifying Charles. Mm-hmm. And I like that. It's almost, it feels like a movie that's like trying to tell him, this might be really annoying, but it feels like a movie that's just like, do better.
Okay.
Do you not?
No, I do think that. Yeah, I do think that.
What's your beef with that, though?
Nothing. I think it just does both.
Yeah.
You know.
I do recommend this movie though.
I totally recommend it. I think it's awesome.
Folks should absolutely watch it. Some of my favorite things about it though. So
He's got notes.
it's actually really funny.
It's really funny.
It's a really funny movie.
I guess I never realized when I think like rom-com, I think about a different type of humor than just like a comedy.
Mm-hmm.
And
Sure.
I'm noticing that that's like a fairly new phenomenon. Like When Harry Met Sally, this movie, others before.
They have like proper
2003.
jokes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's not just like the ridiculous situation that they're in. They're gags.
Yeah.
And yeah, this movie's full of little ones. And the storytelling is so elegant. There's so many like little callbacks and stuff. Like there's a great scene where he's driving in the car listening to, is it Joni Mitchell? No.
Mm-hmm. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I forget the artist he's listening to. But he's singing along and he's like responding to the lyrics because she's singing about getting her like long lost love back. And then later on, his boss is like, "Can you help me out? Because my son is kind of a square, just having a really rough time. I think he's sexually repressed, blah, 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 blah." And then Charles recommends that album.
Yeah.
He's like, "I think this will help." Because
Yeah.
he like gets his he's like juju back listening to that song, which I think is so funny. And then there's this, and honestly, I think this performance is one of my favorites in the film. Her name's Nora Heflin, a little known actress who doesn't have that broad of a
She doesn't even
career.
have a Wikipedia.
Yeah, she doesn't even have a Wikipedia.
So upsetting.
But she's one of Charles' co-workers, and she clearly has a crush on him. And there's a scene where she's in the break room and there's a bunch of donuts laid out, and she goes, "Man, I don't know how I can eat all of this after the dinner I had at Laura's last night." And the first time I watched it, I was like, "What the fuck is this horrible exposition? Like, what the like this is so shoehorned bullshit. What the fuck?" But then the second time I watched it, I was like, "Oh, she knows that the only way to talk to this dude is to bring up Laura." In reality,
Sure.
she's just like, it's like a bid for his attention.
Sure.
And it made me so sad.
Yeah.
But I think the movie's peppered with so many little moments like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I love that.
I'm fascinated by his stepdad.
Yes.
There's like a whole character in the movie, and his whole goal is just like he's just like the one everybody feels bad for. I feel like
Yeah,
there's so, but you know his mom. We haven't even talked about his mom really.
Because she's canceled.
Great, because they're replacing her with Tig Notaro in the movie.
Right. That's a Zack Snyder reference.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys have ever seen Army of the Dead. Chris D'Elia was in that movie, and then he got canceled, and then they replaced him with Tig Notaro. Anyway, his mom is just like having like a constant like mental breakdown like through the entirety of the movie.
Yeah.
Like so much so that like her perception of reality is like non-existent. She's completely somewhere else. And she's married to this guy. She's her second marriage, presumably. He's Charles's stepdad, and he's just a nice guy, and he doesn't complain.
Yeah.
And he's just like, "Oh, me and your mom."
Yeah.
and everybody's just like, "Oh my god."
I love that relationship.
I think it's so interesting.
The early on in the movie, they're called to go help their mom. She's having a breakdown in a bathtub and like can't get out. And she calls them for help. Meanwhile, the stepdad, Peter, is at work. And Charles and his sister help their mom out. They get her into bed, calm her down. And Peter shows up and is like, "Oh my God, like, is everything okay? What happened?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, she's fine. She's in the bathtub." And he's like, "Oh my God, yeah, that keeps happening. I'm so sorry. But while you guys are here, like, how about a drink?" And Charles and his sister are like, I gotta get back. I need to get up early, blah, blah, blah. And Peter goes, "You're just saying that because I'm your stepdad. If you were my real kids, you would stay for a drink." And that made me so sad. It's like so the earnestness with which he says it. He's not like being accusatory.
Yeah.
He's just kind of like laying it out the way it is, and it's like, oh my God. And I love the little arc that Peter and Charles have, actually.
Yeah.
He like gets him the gift at the end.
Yeah.
It's like one of the most only redeeming moments for Charles.
For Charles. There's a lot of like just depth to it all.
Yeah.
Like it's not just about Charles and Laura.
Yeah.
His slack off friend
Who grew on me the second time. I hated him.
You hated him in the first.
Yeah.
What the hell? You just had so much bitterness in your heart.
Yeah, I really did.
Jesus Christ!
I'm glad. I mean, I'm genuinely glad on the rewatch. Like, it just kind of like lit up. I think hearing the way you felt about it really helped.
I have that effect on people.
Yeah, and I do think I am so quick to hate on stuff because I genuinely just want to like everything.
Sure.
I want every movie I watch to be like the best thing I've ever seen.
Sure.
And the instant it's not, I just dig into it. Mm-hmm. It's just, which is so like tunnel vision-y.
Sure.
Like I can't, it's like, why can't I imagine somebody liking this? Mm-hmm. And then I think the instant I allow myself to kind of open up, the movie takes on a different color.
Just open up your heart, Ari.
Just open up my heart. Who knows if I'll do that for The Brutalist.
Jesus fucking Christ.
A little teaser for you, guys.
a little teaser. Ari doesn't like The Brutalist. You see how he doesn't have anything
waffling,
to say?
okay?
You see how he
anywho, yeah. Chilly Scenes of Winter. Check it out, folks.
This just reminded me of something. Well, not just reminded. This is directly related. So Carol Kane was in Hester Street, John Micklin Silver's first film. We just talked about this. Peter Riegert is in this film. He plays Charles's son. He's also the co-lead in
Charles's friend.
Charles's friend, his childhood friend that lives in Sam. His name is Sam. And he also is the co-lead in Crossing Delancey with Amy Irving. Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt.
Yeah.
A show that I think is really smart about its references. Carol Kane falls in love with Peter Riegert. They have a little romance arc in one of the later seasons. And it's very fun.
Oh, that's so cute.
It's very cute.
I need to finish that show. That was one of the first Netflix shows.
Yeah. And it's still one of the best ones.
Yeah, it's so good. That first season, I think, is so... She's incredible.
Are you talking about Ellie Kemper?
Yeah.
I say this every possible time I can say it. I think Tina Fey is one of the great American writers.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, you don't have to apologize. Why are you apologizing? She's great. I agree.
I think she's phenomenally talented.
Man. And she's going to be in charge of SNL? Is that the rumor?
That's the rumor. I hope it's true. Make SNL funny again. Please. It's been 50 years. Guy. I'm an SNL guy. I fear like the captain on Titanic. I'm going to ride SNL until it's done. I don't watch every episode. Quartet. Yeah, exactly. And I'm going to force 4 people to go down with me.
They opted to do that.
Yeah, that's true. The other guy left. Yeah, I don't know why. They're going to die anyway, I guess. They're not getting on the lifeboats. There aren't enough boats. They got to do women and children first. There aren't enough boats.
God, that movie's insane. That movie's crazy. It's so good.
I always forget how upsetting it
is.
It's
so upsetting.
It's unbelievably upsetting.
It's so insane. When they're locking the third class.
Oh, my God.
That shit's crazy.
Oh, my God.
That shit's insane.
And it happened.
That shit happened.
And it happened. What the hell? Jesus fucking Christ.
Humanity. Anyway.
That's how I feel about SNL. It's bad. SNL has really low lows. It consistently has lows, which I get. It's been on 50 years.
It's bound to happen.
Just right now, it's not doing too hot. Although I love Lisa from Temecula. I understand that character is about 2 or 3 years old now. Love Lisa from Temecula. They've got some new people on there that I think are really funny. But it's hard to be an SNL fan right now.
Yeah.
Anyway, Peter Riegert was on Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt with Carol Kane. That's all I wanted to say.
No, I love it.
I don't know.
Right on.
He's an interesting character.
Yeah, he's great.
His fucked up friend.
I think he really did grow on me upon rewatch. I was like, oh, this is funny.
I read somebody that say that their relationship is the richest relationship in the movie.
Between him and Charles?
Mhm.
Yeah. It's really sweet.
It's interesting.
It's cute.
It's one of those ones like how every rom-com has the best friend, except 13 going on 30 because he is her best friend. Anyway. No, I'm sure there's so many like that. Where it feels kind of ham-fisted, but I do, but the same thing with the depth of the characters. I think that he does genuinely support Charles in a lot of what he does.
Yeah.
But he's also got his own shit going on. Like, he can't just monitor Charles and his Laura fanaticism.
Yeah.
While he's while he's doing his own thing. He's obviously depressed that he doesn't have a job. I don't even think he's like lazy or like.
I feel like his portrayal of depression, I was like, I'm right there with you, buddy.
Yeah.
Like,
because he's not just slumped over all the time. He's like doing stuff.
Yeah. That reminds me, there is something about this movie that feels like it laid the groundwork for all the tropes of a rom-com.
Sure. Like the one you mentioned.
The
expectation versus reality.
Oh, yes. Oh my gosh. So I think this movie does kind of the grown-up version of the expectation versus reality scene from 500 Days of Summer.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Where at the very beginning, he has a fantasy that Laura's in his car after they've been apart for a year. And it's like the same. They have this conversation. She's really sweet. She's really she's taking care of him, flirting with him. And then the next time in the present day that they meet, they're in the car and they talk about the same stuff, but it's like, ooh, yike. She is not into it. And I thought that was great. I was like, that's really great, right? The way she set it up, I thought was so great. Yeah. But yeah, the movie, I feel like everything that people make fun of when they think of a rom-com, it's like, oh, that's where that comes from.
Yeah. And it's done well.
Yeah. Like the best friend and the expectation versus reality and all that stuff. But, yeah, right on.
Right on, everybody. Check it out.
Check it out. Chilly Scenes of Winter. Joan Micklin Silver.
Spy number 1179.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right, folks. What are we watching next, Casey? What should people watch?
Well, after the Oscars and the tickets, I think we're finally coming around to Stalker.
I think we actually told you guys to watch that last time, which is so funny.
So watch it again if you liked it.
Yeah.
And you know what? You didn't watch it. I know you didn't watch it. So watch it this time.
It's bonkers. Casey hasn't watched it yet.
I haven't watched it yet. but we all need to watch it.
I think people should, if you're a cinephile, it's one of the big ones.
Yeah, come on. You'll be able to talk to all your friends about it because they've all already seen it.
One of the big boys.
It's taught at many film schools.
Probably. Lots of great YouTube essays on it.
It seems like everybody in the world has seen it.
Yeah. I mean, I'd been meaning to for a long time, and you lit the fire under my ass, so thank you.
Oh, hey, no problem.
All right, everybody. Well, do you have anything to plug? Your upcoming zine.
My upcoming zine, which I guess since we're still on a friendly basis, let me know if you want to get a zine. It's just going to be like as if I had Instagram, but, So there'll be pictures of Michelle Yeoh in there, pictures of my lunches.
Hell yeah.
What else do I have to plug? My Substack's going print, so that'll be something anybody can have. Excuse me for belching right into the mic. Do I have anything else to plug?
Where can they find these physical copies?
Well, they don't exist yet, Ari.
I know, but when they do.
Okay. Let me come back to you on that one. Let me come back to you.
You could sell them at Skylight.
I could sell them at Skylight. I'll sell the Substack at Skylight. The zine's a little bit more personal. The zine's just like if you follow me on Instagram.
You're gonna mail them to people.
I'm gonna mail all my friends my zine, and if you don't talk to me about it or read it, I'm gonna be really upset because you're my friend and you didn't read my zine. You get one a month and you didn't read it. I got the forever stamps.
Busy.
It's mostly pictures.
I don't have time for this.
You see how he treats me.
Anywho, so your zine, sick.
Yeah, and then I'll have 5 pages done the next time I talk to you. And I guess I'll have to figure out how I'm going to get everybody these zines.
Yeah, I love it. That's great. James, Ryan, and I, Morons, the YouTube channel I'm a part of, we should have a new video out this week, I believe.
Hell yeah.
It's so crazy. Like post-production is just like the instant you hit a hiccup, it just stops. It's horrifying. But when we're making the big bucks, it's going to be smooth fucking sailing.
It's not even going to freaking matter. You're not
It's
even going to know
it's going to be a machine. It's going to be fucking working.
Yeah, that's happening. I mean, otherwise, nothing.
That's a lot to plug.
Yeah, I guess so. We're out here, baby. If you made it this far, that's a pretty long episode.
Hell yeah.
If you made it this far,
wait, don't you have a friggin' poem to read?
no, it's at the end.
Oh, the poem's at the very end?
Yeah.
Wow, we haven't done this in a while. Sorry, everybody. My bad.
We have a process, people. We have it written down. I'm looking at it.
Yeah,
Casey's not looking
it's
at
upside down for me.
it. Yeah. If you made it this far, and you DM us on Instagram or email us, we will Venmo you $1.
Yeah. So come and get
If
your
you're the
dollar.
first person, yeah.
Yeah, if you're the first person. We're not just going to send everybody who listens to the episode $1.
Yeah. So yeah, reach out. Our Instagram is at This Is The Ticket. Mm-hmm. Our letterbox is at This Is The Ticket. Mm-hmm. Our Gmail is This Is The Ticket Pod at gmail.com. Mm-hmm. Our TikTok is at This Is The Ticket Pod.
Amazing.
Trump loves us. TikTok's insane right now. Yeah, thanks everybody. I got a poem today off of the Poetry Magazine.
It's just called Poetry Magazine?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got it from the library. You can subscribe. It's amazing.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah, it's so sick. But this poem is by Cecilia Taunton. Taunton. Cecilia Taunton. And it's called Changes. Something will change every day. I moved 6 times. I felt like I was traveling. But something will change every day. My Baba died. Even though we weren't blood to blood, I loved you even more. It may be hard to process, but I won't lose my way. My mom got remarried. It was a huge change. But something will change every day. My dad got engaged. I was nervous. But something will change every day. I went to the 5th grade. I was a little scared. It may be hard to process, but I won't lose my way. My dog died. Like a dagger in my heart, I missed you so much. Something will change every day. It may be hard to process, but I won't lose my way. A lot of rhyming.
Yeah.
That one was just like the most sing-songy I've...
I never recognize rhyming if it's not like Dr. Seuss or something. I didn't notice it
This
rhymed
was
until...
pretty Dr. Susie.
If you say so.
I liked it. It made me sad.
It is sad. I don't like when things change.
Change is life.
I knew you were going to say something like that to me.
We don't need to get into it. It's the end of the episode.
You guys want another 30 minutes? $2.
Anyway, thank you all so much for listening. We love you guys. Yeah, my name's Ari Wojciech,
My name's Casey Young.
and this is
The Ticket.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.